Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relax Fantasy Review. Today, we're continuing our series in Sebastian Crow's Guide to Dragonheim, and we're talking about a subclass of the Warlock. Warlocks are one of the most popular classes in D&D for their unique mechanics of spell casting, as well as their eldritch invocations and their myriad of powerful and meaningful subclasses. But this one takes something that has been hinted at in other ones. The Great Old Ones specifically might hint at this. This patron is the Cosmic Warlock. The Cosmic Warlock takes their reaches of power not necessarily from the far realms with the ancient gods, but from the space between worlds and the cosmic, chaotic astral sea. This power gives a number of very cool abilities to the Warlock, and we'll get into the details in just a second. But before we do, I'd like to let you know, Relax Fantasy Review has memberships. For just $1 a month, you can support me here on YouTube and get a couple benefits. First, you get a little badge next to your name in the comments, letting folks know that you're a supporter. But also, you get early access to my videos. I upload videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I upload them a day early for members only. So if that interests you, you can click the join button just down there. I'd love to see you in the comments. And if you can't, that's totally fine. I'm thankful that you're here anyway. Thanks for watching and supporting my content here on YouTube. So the Warlocks choose their subclass right away at level 1. And the Cosmic Warlock has 4 different features that they get. First, the expanded spell list. Unlike a lot of other expanded spell lists, this is not added automatically to the Warlock's casting. This is simply an expansion of the choices that they can take. However, there are a lot of premier choices in here. Magic Missile is here, as is Fairy Fire. Moonbeam is here. Spirit Guardians is here. Wall of Fire, Greater Restoration. There's a good amount of powerful spells that Warlocks normally don't get access to. And I say that this list is well worth a 9 out of 10, even if it isn't automatically given to you. The second one in the book is called Cosmic Attributes, and this is one of those things that I have a bit of a beef with, because you see it in some other classes in the main D&D. This is appearance only. You can roll on a table or choose which of these attributes, and there's 6 of them, or it even says you can make your own if you like. The idea is that, you have some sort of cosmic aura to you. Your eyes look like pools with galaxies in them, or you smell of ozone, or you're cold like the dead reaches of space, or maybe even that you have an aura around you like a cosmic shine. This does nothing. This is literally just a cosmetic feature that has no mechanical benefits, and if it wasn't a class feature, I'd ignore it. But it's a class feature. It's written in there as you get this as a first level patron benefit. So 5 out of 10, because it doesn't do anything other than roleplay. Then you get Shooting Stars. This is still first level. And it gives you Eldritch Blast, which 99% of Warlocks take anyway. And when you cast Eldritch Blast, instead of doing force damage, you can choose to do radiant damage instead, which is fine. I mean, force damage is the least resisted, arguably the best damage type in the game. Radiant is also a good damage type. It'll help you with pesky regeneration. But other than that, this doesn't give you anything new. Force damage is better than Radiant most of the time, or is equivalent to it, and you were going to have Eldritch Blast likely anyway, so this frees up a cantrip pick for you. 6 out of 10. Finally, the 4th thing you get is Cosmic Guidance. Now this is a little better. You get 2 languages, Celestial and Deep Speech. Nice for roleplay, but not mechanically beneficial. You also get the Guidance cantrip. Arguably the best non-combat cantrip, as Eldritch Blast is for damage, Guidance is for utility, and it is genuinely an amazing spell to have. You also get to cast the Augury spell, which is a fortune-telling spell, a divination spell, once per day for free, right away from level 1. I believe Augury is a second level spell, so that's kind of cool. This is useful. Guidance is great, languages I love, and Augury is fine. I say this is a 10 out of 10 feature. This is the best thing that level 1 gives you, in my opinion. But let's move on to level 6, where we're actually going to get the key feature of this Cosmic Warlock, the Orbit feature. This is how this works. Eldritch Blast, if you didn't know, is a cantrip, so when you fire it, it fires a beam and takes no spell slots to do so. But when you level up, cantrips scale. Things like Firebolt and Ray of Frost get more damage dice if you hit with them, but Eldritch Blast scales differently. It fires multiple beams that all do the same damage, so you can target multiple enemies or hit multiple times, triggering effects more than once. But because you're rolling multiple attacks with Eldritch Blast, you can miss with some of the beams. Orbit uses those misses. When they fly by your enemy, instead of just flying into oblivion, they actually come back to you and orbit your head. So now you have a little piece of Eldritch Blast orbiting you. When you have these orbiting things, you can use them in 3 different ways. Once on a turn, if you have an orbiting blast, you can cast an extra beam with your Eldritch Blast, effectively refiring it. If someone hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction and spend one of the orbiting lights to give you resistance to that damage, which is a nice defensive feature. And if you have an orbiting beam, you can use a bonus action to teleport 30 feet, consuming it. So you get a teleport, a defensive, and an offensive boost. This is really, really good. You can have a number of Eldritch Blast beams orbiting your head equal to your proficiency bonus at any given time. So at this level, that's 3 of them. You can have 3 things orbiting you, and they don't go away. So if you miss Eldritch Blast, you can keep them for emergency teleport or defense, or just double down on your blasting and shoot them again. All in all, this is a very, very nice little utility feature that you're going to get use out of because you're not going to hit every time. And it makes use of those misses. I say that this is a 9 out of 10 feature. Very good. At level 10, you get the power Meteoric Impact. Once per turn, one of your Eldritch Blast beams can explode, causing a 10-foot AoE effect. Creatures succeed on a dex save, or they take a bunch of damage. This damage will scale a little bit, going from 3d6 to 4d6 to 5d6 as you get to the higher levels. And once per turn, with no cost to you, that's actually really nice. The ability to use your cantrip to cause ranged AoE damage that a low-level spell would cause. Very good. 9 out of 10. Finally, at level 14, you get the Supernova feature, and this buffs your Eldritch Blast even more. 1, when you shoot your Eldritch Blast, it gets an extra beam. So at level 14, you're firing 4 beams. Once you hit level 17, now you're firing 5. Most Warlocks don't get to do that. And then the other thing is that when you crit with your Eldritch Blast, you can use Meteoric Impact 1 extra time. So you can cause 2 AoEs instead of 1, assuming that you crit with 1 of the beams. And if you're firing 4 or 5 of them, especially if you can generate advantage, that'll happen more often than you think. I think that the extra beam and the extra AoE make Supernova a 10 out of 10 feature. It's very powerful. Overall, this Cosmic Patron is a very, very simple thing. You like Eldritch Blast? Guess what? Your Eldritch Blast is gonna do more. Your misses will power you up, your hits can explode, and you're gonna get, extra power later on in the game, extra beams, and if you want, you can do radiant damage with it. It's an interesting, if a bit basic subclass. Easy to keep track of, no biggie, not overly strong. I mean, Spirit Guardians is great, Magic Missile is great, Eldritch Blast getting powered up. I like this subclass. I don't think it's amazing. I think it's good. I think that it adds some nice utility and nice power to the Warlock, and I give it 8 out of 10 overall. Don't forget on Guidance either. Don't sleep on that. Guidance is also a great spell. And, yeah. Just good stuff. Good, simple stuff. 8 out of 10. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below. Have a look for the join button down there, as well as a link that I'll send to Ghostfire Gaming. They're the publishers of Sebastian Crow's Guide to Drakenheim, which was written by the Dungeon Dudes, my fellow YouTubers, and I think it would be awesome if you check their book out for yourself. Have a good one, my friends.